Hello there. Hi, y'all. I'm back with another video. It's been so long, maybe too long. It's nighttime outside, so the lighting may be horrible, but I'm trying to figure out if I want to do podcast type or actually do a video. The thing about video, I feel like I have to come on here and look a certain way, which I don't today. So this may end up being a podcast. I don't know. Just saying. But I actually recently received a text message from someone. They were like, "Why did you stop doing, YouTube videos? What you're doing, people need to hear." And the truth of the matter is, I really wanted to discover my why. Why are you doing something? Are you doing something because it's popular? Are you doing something to make money? And the thing is, I have a job, so it's just like, I don't need a second job. And so I don't want to do something and make it feel like work to me. So I want to be able to give off of my overflow, if that makes sense. So I wanted to be able to actually come on here, of course, be authentic, but be purposeful and do this with the right reason in mind. So, of course, I'm on here and to encourage you, but to also, let's see, that's why there's going to be a podcast, because I'm knocking stuff over. Okay. But, yeah, I'm on here to encourage you, but also to help you be your better self. And I feel like that's, for men and women, but I'm a woman, so I'm able to speak more toward women because I think I've been in the shoes where I've had, identity issues as a woman, trying to, figure out who you are, just trying to be yourself, but also fit in. I mean, all those, crazy things you go through in high school. And I was just like, okay, Lord, I want to be purposeful. I want people to know that they don't have to, settle for less than what you have for them. So I'm just like, okay, all right, if you're going to do this, you're going to be all in. So that's where I'm at right now. It's just basically wanting to people to get to a place where I feel like I've become. And of course, it's going to be ever changing, and it's going to be always growth and room for improvement. But I feel like now I'm in a place where I can actually speak on it. I would say maybe 3 years or so. I wouldn't feel like I could even tell you anything, because I was battling with this. And not to say that there aren't still battles that I have to deal with daily, but for the most part, I'm actually able to deal with things that are coming my way, and not settling and having that discernment to say, hey, no, that's of the enemy, that's not of God. So I'm able to move forward and walk into the path in which God has already placed before me. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know, like, why wait? That, I think that's going to be the title of here. It's like, wait, why wait? Most of the time we say, oh, I'm going to wait till I'm 25 to do this, or I'm going to live my life and then do this, or whatever. And it's just like, don't wait for the blessing of God. Don't wait for or don't think that you have to not have fun by being God's daughter and God's son, of course. But like I said, I'm really speaking toward the women, so I'm sorry if I say that. But you can invert the information if you need to, or how you want to. If it's a man watching, it's like, no, don't wait to do this. Do it right now. If God is calling you to something better, do it right now. And a lot of the times we know what we're doing is not the good thing, and we choose to still do it. And it's just like, we have a mind to say, well, I don't really want to do it, or whatever. But we have to realize that by us being a fleshly body, by us being flesh, a lot of things in which we don't want to do, or we know we shouldn't do, we end up succumbing to them anyway, is because we don't have a relationship with the Father. And so I want to tell you that it's so important, and hopefully I'm not jumping around too much. It's so important for you to have a relationship with the Lord, so you can know your identity, so you can know your why, and you can realize that I don't have to wait till I'm 25, or I don't have to wait till I'm 40. I don't have to wait. I can do whatever it is that God is calling me to do today. Don't think about what happened yesterday, what happened 10 years. Of course, the enemy is going to come to you and tell you that you're not fit for the position, you're not whatever. And it's just like, okay, whatever you're saying is a lie to me. And God has already called me to greater works, and not because of my own work, but because of what Jesus has done. And so we have to get to that point and realize that God has a purpose for each and every one of us. And hey, he's no respecter of persons. What he's doing for whoever, he do the same thing for you. And we have to realize that, and not, think less than ourselves, or think more than of another person. It's like, I'm over here talking, you can do the same thing. And maybe you're not good at talking, maybe that's not your thing, but maybe you're good at something else. It's like, don't wait to do what God has already placed on the inside of you. It's something in you that you can do better than anybody else, or it takes you, nothing to do. And it's like, hey, do that. I never thought that I would be talking and encouraging people, but God has brought me in a season of my life and made me realize that you are the person who can encourage somebody and to tell them the good news, to tell them they are more than their past, and they don't have to settle for less than what they're getting right now or what they've been through. They don't have to settle for that. And so I wanted to get on here and of course tell you that, encourage you always to realize, hey, God has so much more for you, and that in due season you will reap a harvest. So don't get weary in well doing, and don't wait. Just continue to do whatever it is that God has placed on your heart. Do it, keep doing it, and know that God is going to honor that. And it doesn't matter what's going on around you. And not to say I'm trying to like throw scripture at you, but no buts. However, if you remember the story, of Noah building an ark, they never seen rain. So imagine, being Noah, and God has told you, like, build this ark, I'm gonna send rain, and you've never seen rain before, and people around you are like, why are you building that? We ain't never seen rain. Ain't gonna happen. To be the same people knocking on that boat to get on when it's raining for 40 days and 40 nights. But that's a different story. Because of course we're not trying to make people feel bad, or like they don't know what they're talking about. But it's like they don't know what God has told you. So hey, of course we get with like-minded people, and we have mentors, we have counselors, we do have those people that hold us accountable. But it's also don't let their word be higher than what God has called you to. Because the thing about the Lord, he will put those people in your life who need to be there, and the ones that are going to speak into your life. And not to say that they won't be wrong sometimes, because they may be. We're all human, all of us are flawed. But also, realize that, God has placed people he's placed people in your life to hold you accountable. But he doesn't want those people's opinions to outweigh what he's already told you. So if God has told you to do something, and you may run it by somebody, and they're like, people that you trust, and they may say, no, that doesn't sound right, or whatever. But you go back to your prayer closet and you talk to God, and God says, no, this is what I'm telling you. And you're like, okay, well, this is what God is telling me, yeah. And then you may have another instance where, maybe that God didn't tell you this or something. You kind of thought of it, and you ran it by, it could be the same person or a different person in the same circle. And they're like, no, you shouldn't do that. And then so you take it before the Lord, and the Lord confirms, like, no, you shouldn't do that. So I'm trying to get you to understand, it's not that you're not taking people's opinions, but it's like you're not valuing theirs more than God, because God has the last say so, and he sees the end before the beginning even starts. So I want you to, of course, to be encouraged, to realize that you have a purpose, and to realize that you don't have to wait till, whatever it is we want to do. And most of the time we want to do charity. And so we think of like, I got to have millions of dollars to do charity. No, charity starts by even your time. You don't even have to have money. Your time, donating your time. You can never get your time back. Money we can get back. But if I donate my time, even just, right now, I'm donating my time to actually talk to somebody, speaking into them, that is that's more than money can ever buy. And we were actually talking about that tonight at church. We had a young adults service at our church, and he was just talking about, you know, charity, and we were also talking about identity. We were talking about all these things, and it's just like people need to hear that. And I had to discover my why and realize, okay, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna be doing it all for God, and I don't care if it reached 100 million people or if it reached one, because we'd be surprised at the one life that we touch. Just like I said earlier with a person, you know, reaching out to me, it's like, well, why did you stop? If I have one person watching and one person is getting the wisdom, that's all that counts. And sometimes we forget that, or because we're in such a culture right now where everybody wants to be well known, and we see the things with being well known. People will tarnish your name, they will speak lies, and it's really nothing you can do about it. And so it's just like, if I'm gonna be doing something, I'm gonna be all out for God. And if people want to talk about that, let you know, whatsoever, what, you know, however it be, I don't care about that. But I'm gonna make sure I'm doing what God has told me to do. And so once I discover that, then I feel like I can come back on here and I can share with you guys what I have already learned, because it's not enough that I know this information. I want the whole world to know and to walk in, you know, the identity in which Christ has placed before you were even, you know, before you were born. God says he knew you. So he knew your identity before you were even in your mother's womb. And so we have to remember that and know that God has a plan for each person here. We're not a mistake. And so oh, the word tonight was just so great, and it just kind of confirmed some things to me and made me realize that I do need to get back on here. I do need to be talking, and if it's just one person, that's fine. Just one person. So yeah, I'm not gonna talk too long because this will be the first video, but I look forward to speaking more into you guys' life if you'll have me. Until next time, bye.